Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I'd like to thank all those people who like my previous videos and subscribe to my channel. If you have not subscribed as of yet, you can just go down and click the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified about my latest videos. So for today's video, I decided to do a topic which I had been wanting to do for a while. It's a top 5 films of one of my favorite filmmakers. Those who have watched my previous videos know it, the Coen Brothers. So now Joel and Ethan Coen, better known as the Coen Brothers, are possibly one of the best and the most unique filmmakers of all time. They have a totally different style of their own. This blend of dark humor and thriller and violence, and the end result, as we all know, are some of the best films ever made in Hollywood. So now I'm going to start my list of the top 5 Coen Brother films. Number 1 is No Country for Old Men. Starring Tommy Lee Jones, Josh Brolin and Javier Bardem, No Country for Old Men is a thriller. It tells the story of a hunter played by Josh Brolin who discovers a bag filled with money and steals it. But the trouble begins when he is pursued by a psychopathic serial killer who is also looking for the money. The film is an excellent thriller, and I think what makes the film different from other thrillers is that there is very little dialogue in the film. It's, but as some people have said, there's even sound in the silence. And I think it's just amazing the way that the Coens, keep you on the edge of your seat. It's an amazing thriller, and it is also, it becomes even better due to the acting of Javier Bardem, who plays the psychopathic serial killer. He won an Oscar, a BAFTA, and a Golden Globe for his performance. He's just amazing. The second film on my list is Fargo. Another Oscar-winning film. Fargo tells the story of a car salesman who is in need of money and kidnaps his wife in order to extort money from his rich father-in-law. I think Fargo can be rightly considered to be the best dark comedy ever made. And I think largely it's because of the Coen's amazing direction. The way that they make a story like this dark, thrilling and funny at the same time, it's just brilliant. Plus the film is also, made a classic due to the performance of Frances McDormand, who is in fact the wife of Joel Coen and plays a cop in this film, a cop trying to solve this case. She is, I think, one of the best Hollywood actresses of all time. She won the Oscar, BAFTA and Golden Globe for her performance in Fargo. And I think it's a film which everybody should watch. It's one of the best and funniest films ever made. The next film on my list is The Big Lebowski. Now, I think The Big Lebowski is the most popular film ever made by the Coen Brothers. It's another dark comedy, but it's far more a laugh out loud sort of comedy, not like Fargo, which is more of a subtle comedy. So The Big Lebowski tells the story of this guy named Jeffrey Lebowski who prefers to be called the Dude, and how he is mistaken for another Jeffrey Lebowski who is a billionaire and called the Big Lebowski, and how he sort of gets mixed up in a whole lot of mess. It's an extremely funny and quirky film, and I think Jeff Bridges' performance as the Dude is considered to be one of the greatest performance of all time in the history of Hollywood. His performance is sometimes compared to Marlon Brando's in Godfather and Daniel Day-Lewis's in There Will Be Blood. Plus, the film also has a brilliant supporting cast, including John Goodman, Steve Buscemi, and of course Philip Seymour Hoffman. So I think it's a brilliant film which you definitely should watch. Number 4 on my list is Raising Arizona. One of the earlier Coen Brothers film. This film stars Nicolas Cage, Holly Hunter, Frances McDormand, and John Goodman. So it tells the story of a couple played by Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter who cannot have a child, so they decide to kidnap one. It's a brilliant blend of crime and dark comedy, and I think what even elevates the film is its brilliant supporting actors, particularly, like I said before, Frances McDormand and John Goodman, who gives, I think, some of their funniest performances of their career. And I think this is one of the Coen Brothers films which can be watched with the entire family. It's, although yeah, it's a typical dark comedy film, but I think it can be enjoyed with the entire family. And finally, number 5 on my list is Barton Fink. The film, I think, which first made the Coen Brothers popular. Before this film, they were not that famous. They were just known to be, one of those low budget indie filmmakers. But this film, totally elevated their status as one of the greatest Hollywood filmmakers of all time. This film won 3 awards at the Cannes Film Festival, 3 of the most important awards: the Best Film, Best Director and Best Actor for John Turturro. So anyways, this film stars, like I said, John Turturro and John Goodman, both of whom give the best performances of their career. And the film tells the story of a writer named Barton Fink, who during the 1940s is told to write a story of a B-grade wrestling film. But the problem is that Barton Fink is a very intellectual person and he has no idea how to write a commercial film like this. And so he ends up having a writer's block. It's rather one of the more, sort of a bit arty and surreal Coen Brothers films, but it's amazing. And like I said, John Turturro, who was earlier only known for playing comic roles, is amazing as Barton Fink. You can imagine no other actor playing that role. But I think even better than John Turturro is John Goodman, who was, he was always a very famous actor, but earlier John Goodman was known for playing, this everyday guy, the guy next door, this good guy, either a salesman or a regular blue-collar worker, something like that. But in this film, he gives us such a twist to his typecasting. So at the beginning of the film, okay, you feel like, okay, he's again playing this insurance salesman in this film. But later it turns out that he is a psychopathic serial killer who is tired of being treated as just a common man in this world. And I think that's what makes this, John Goodman's best performance till date. So this film, I think, is a definitely must watch for any art film lovers. It also has one of the most ambiguous endings in the history of cinema. So anyways guys, that was the list. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe. You can also write down your thoughts in the comments section below. You can also write down some other Coen Brothers films which you think I missed in the comment section below. So thank you. Bye bye. I'll meet you next week.